Hello, guys. Welcome back to a new episode of Team Talks. We're in Web Summit, and we have Crocas here with more than 25 years of experience in branding, PR, marketing. Welcome, Crocas.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Miguel, for the invite.
So, my first question is: our mission in Team Talks is to help teams to find their professional desire, their passion.
Yes.
And how do you find talent in people when creating content and working creativity? How do you find that talent?
Yeah, first of all, it's very hard in the moment when we are teenagers to figure out what to do, especially when we have to sometimes guarantee that the father's and mother's pressure are not there, and you have to figure out what to do for your life.
Mhm.
So the first thing that I say is that do what you want to do. Like, this is not easy. It looks obvious, but it's not. Sometimes it's not obvious. And I think now, in the moment we are living, that on the creator economy possibilities, your talent, your authenticity is something that it's bringing up new possibilities about you discovering new careers, new things that we still even know that
Mhm.
exists. So I think it's an amazing moment for us to live. I would love to be a teenager now, for good and for bad, but about the possibilities and the new careers and new work possibilities, I think it's the best moment ever to live.
Yeah. No, especially nowadays, there's a lot of diverse careers nowadays. There's a lot of what to do.
Yes, and we are developing the new ones. Like, are a lot of careers that we don't even understand that it's being developed it now. It's just the beginning, and maybe in 2-3 years we have new careers, and you guys are helping to find it out.
Yeah. So about managing content, right? So you oversaw digital careers and renowned artists such as Gilberto, Marisa Monte.
Yes.
So what do you think is easier to work a digital strategy with? With someone who has already a digital platform, a digital presence, or someone who doesn't have a digital presence?
I think both are challengers, because sometimes when you are new, when you have a blank page,
Mm-hmm.
you can like develop better how you want to start, which kind of personal brands and personality do you want to intentionally show out to people. But when you already know, new, when you're famous already, you
Mm-hmm.
have to find a way not to be a different person from what you
Yeah.
are in real life, as people says in on the social media and whatever. You are the same person all the time.
Yeah.
So I think both are challengers, but I think it's awesome to see. Don't create something that you imagine the others want from you. Create
Mm-hmm.
something that you are.
Yes.
That's the hardest.
But you say both challenges, but what do you say it's like harder? Like from your experience, like just tell us a story, for example.
I think, for example, if you are in the beginning and you don't have a presence, the challenge will be to growth,
Mm-hmm.
like to be more knowledge, to create your community. And I don't believe community needs to be huge. I think if you have a small community, but it's a very engaged community, it's awesome. That's really awesome. And people confuse that you have to have a lot of followers, and it doesn't make sense. It's good, but if you don't, if you have a small group of people following you, but they are really a community, it's awesome. So this is for the beginners. When the challenge on the other side, when you are huge already and people knows you, is like sometimes you think too much.
Yeah.
Like, you think too much. You need to be perfect. You need to be, and we don't like people that are perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I
Yeah.
prefer people that are normal and are authentic. So I think usually, my opinion, when you're more famous, it's harder.
Yeah. No, I think the same thing. Like for me, I want someone who I can relate with. I'm like,
Yes.
oh, he does the same thing as I do. Like, he does the same mistakes. He has the same interests as me.
Mhm.
Like when I see someone being perfect, it's like he doesn't look human. Like, no,
It's too fake.
it's too fake. Exactly. Um, about your past experience, you also worked at Instagram and Facebook. So, what role do you think those social media giants play in our future creative industry?
I think Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and LinkedIn, and all the platforms, they will have to be more respectful and more paying more attention on the mental health. I think
Mm-hmm.
this is something that it's crucial to be more get more attention on it, and also monetization. Like they need to share more the money. I think the money now is more creating, and then they keep the money.
Yeah.
I think they need to figure out how to manage this better. Otherwise, the Web3 will come and like do
Yeah.
something that will put them behind.
Like monetize like YouTube, right? When you get a certain number of views, you get more money, and blah blah blah. And just a quick um, additional
Mhm.
thing I want to ask: what do you think is the minimum age someone should have their social account?
Look, I think depends. It's
Mm-hmm.
I don't like an answer or this or that. I
Mm-hmm.
think it would depends on the father and mother and the parents. So if the parents can keep the eye looking and paying attention and protecting the children, that it's much more the fathers and mothers responsibility about
Yeah.
taking care than the platform to decide what you do and not to do. Of course, the platforms, they need to figure out how to manage filters and blocks and guarantee the quality of the people who are there, about sex harassment, pedophilia, and all those horrible things that
Mm-hmm.
exist not only on the internet, exist in the world,
In the world.
unfortunately. So I think it's less. I prefer teaching the kids how to use it better and properly and prepare them to use it than
Yeah.
saying don't use it because they will get more curious and
Yeah.
probably gonna do this in a secret way.
Yeah. Do you think they should like imagine if you're creating a kids account? Do you think they should have like a tutorial or maybe like a warning in the beginning saying that how to avoid like don't talk to strangers when you're young? What do you think of that?
I do think so, yes. I think all the possibilities and the messages and the tools
Mm-hmm.
that we can create to avoid any type of unsafe situation to the kids, we need to figure out. But I'm not a person to say not allowed to use it in the schools, and I don't believe that. I believe we should teach. Kids are smart, they're
Yeah.
clever, teenagers are super clever, and people don't treat teenagers as they are super clever, and I
Yeah.
do. I believe so. I remember when I was a teenager, and I knew already what I want to do in my life. So I prefer people not saying me what to do, and people teaching me the situations, and I take the decision about how
Exactly.
we're gonna approach this.
No, especially nowadays that social media plays a huge part in everyone's
Yes.
social life, jobs mainly, like this stuff. Um, so I want to also ask about your past experience in Porta dos Fundos. You
Hmm.
know, I know you from Porta dos Fundos, and what strategies do you use to become a global success? Because it became a success in Brazil,
Hmm.
but how do you continue having your voice but also scaling internationally?
Usually, when we think about a comedian and a humor, or any topic that it's very native for a country, people used to think that that's specifically for that country. It makes sense, success because of the type of content for Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't believe that. I think if you understand your voice, if you create your tone of voice, your personality, if you do this in a professional way, like guidelines and organizing, understanding what things you want to do and which kind of things you never will do, and understand properly your voice, you can surf these two other cultures too.
Mm-hmm.
Because in case of Porta dos Fundos, all countries has a corruption police,
Yeah.
problems with relationships, uh, church situation,
Mm-hmm.
and religion kind of
Yeah, yeah.
problems. So all the topics, most of the topics that Porta dos Fundos was has been discussing and bringing is cultural relevance,
Yeah.
and all the other countries has the same situation in the culture. So what we did was to put light on it,
Mm-hmm.
develop even more it, and then of course respect the nuances on each culture, but like matching with the core of the voice, and then say, oh, okay, Mexico has the same, so
Yeah.
how is this in Mexico, which words we use in Mexico. So that was what we did as a key success, in my opinion.
So what do you think? Which culture was the easiest to connect? And also I'm gonna join also the
Mhm.
most challenging to connect.
I think all the cultures are difficult
Mm-hmm.
because usually in the beginning they will say nobody will watch this because it's not native, and people here does in another way. We Brazilians do the same,
Yeah.
like nobody will do this. And then I think all the time you have to prove yourself, and you have to keep your idea and try, test and try, test and try, and if goes wrong, went wrong.
Yeah.
I think just if you try, you can say it went wrong. If you don't try, you never know,
You never know.
So I think you have to try, and but don't try in a non-professional way. Try it like thinking about it, organizing it, listening a lot to the others to see, okay, they're saying this, let me understand what this Mexico person is telling me. That probably is not gonna work for me to check if what he's saying makes sense, and if
Yeah.
so, if how I am as a group, how we are approaching it to guarantee it will not be a problem.
Uh, just a bit of a personal question for me. What's your favorite video of Porta dos
Porta dos
Fundos?
Fundos,
Yeah.
I love Peçanha.
This.
So I love Peçanha. The one that he goes to cocaine. It's pretty awesome for me. I love Peçanha.
My favorite, I think, was the one when Fábio Porchat he goes talk with a Portuguese guy,
Oh,
and he's like
yes.
Português.
Yeah, I know this one. It's pretty
It's-
awesome too.
so can you talk about your startup in Portugal and what you're
Yes,
doing?
I do have a Flint. Flint
Mm-hmm.
is education platform for creators and for professionals who wants to understand the social media context, like how can I develop my personal brand, how can I understand scripts, especially for social media content, which kind of things I want to understand about monetization, and to be prepared for the creator economy industry. So we have this platform that calls Flint that
Mm-hmm.
offers some tracks, education tracks, but it's not the PowerPoint here besides
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
That's annoying. It's more entertainment. So you learn, enjoying learning,
of course.
and we just launched it 6 months ago, but it's going pretty well. We have now one track that is with Passage from USP. That is a very long season, as we call
Mm-hmm.
doing edutainment, as we call it. So we have 12 classes. There is a talk show, and another one is a podcast, and then
Mm-hmm.
it's very edutainment there, the content, but you go through the journey about becoming a content creator, whatever professional and career you choose. And then we do have a business to business line of programs and
Mm-hmm.
products. For example, we are doing with Quintandar, that is a real estate app in Brazil that is super famous. We are teaching real estate people how to use social media to sell more apartments and
Yeah,
houses,
yeah.
and so it's pretty nice, and it has been nice, Miguel. We are beginning, so
No, yeah, of course. By the sounds of it, it's going very well. So, to finish off the interview with all your experience, what advice would you give to young people who want to grow in this area of content creation?
uh, do what you want to do. Don't do what the others tell you to do, because of course pay attention, be aware about what people are telling you and giving advices with good mentors. But if you have something in your heart that you truly believe, go after it. Don't believe the others, because you know what you want to do.
Okay. Look, thank you so much for your time. Do you have any final words to the
No,
viewers?
thank you so much. Congrats for doing this. This is amazing. I think it's a very nice. It's very nice to see entrepreneur as you, younger, doing and creating things. So go ahead, inspire on him, and go ahead and do your life and enjoy, have fun. because it's the money is consequence about what you are doing.
Of course. Look, thank you so much. Bye bye, guys.
Ciao, guys.